so I didn't have to learn something else. Maybe I had to learn a different system,
Right.
but everything did seem, I heard Albert always say, is this too good to be true? Yeah, it does sound too good to be true. This is the fact. It does sound to be, but the last straw was, I had nothing to lose at that point. I had nothing to lose besides that, I don't want to say it.
A little bit of beef behind you. That's about it. Welcome to the Zoom call for the Elite Sales Podcast. My name is John Bacaron. I'm the host for today instead of Albert. Albert's out of town until next week. We have a couple of guests here. We have Clifton from, what's your team's name, man?
Jamaica. Oh, Jamaica.
Is your team logo up yet?
Not up. The logo is not up yet, but the team is FFL Generational. So
Awesome.
She's up.
We got Marlon
she'll
here
get there.
What's up, fam?
from, what's your team logo?
FFL Excellence.
Excellence. And then we have, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Jason.
What's
And
your
Jason.
last name? We got a couple of Jasons.
Jason Khodadadian.
Hey,
That's how we
nice.
pronounce. That's why I didn't want to butcher it.
Jason K.
From
So-
East Coast, West Coast.
Hey.
That's right.
So why we have him here, he just came, well,
we have Leanne as well.
oh, actually, and Leanne too, right? From
Yes.
Team Excellence. She's
It's-
where, Leanne, are you there?
Hi.
And where
There
are you
she
based
is.
out of?
I'm based out here in the Northern California, in the Bay Area.
What city?
Nice.
I'm in Brentwood, per se.
Awesome.
B
Awesome.
Wood.
And so why we wanted to bring him aboard is because they had or are having great success that just came in within less than a month, I would say, right?
Mm.
When was your initial contract date?
I don't know, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, probably like, I think his first agent number came in like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. 3
Yeah.
weeks ago, and you've already written how much?
I
For
started
yourself.
last Monday was the first time I
Mhm.
started. This is my second official week this week.
Yeah.
And then what would you say your total volume? It doesn't have to be exact, but how much have you do you
I
feel
really
that you-
don't know.
you've
That's why
written?
when I came in, I wanted to know like what my numbers were, how much I invested. I know how much I paid for the leads. I just want to know how much the numbers were. But I think a little bit over 15 or 16,000.
15, 16,000 in
Yeah,
9-10 days.
yeah,
That's
yeah. But I
awesome.
invested like almost 5,000,
Okay.
so
Right.
it's still positive,
So you're 10,000 profit in 9-10 days.
pretty much.
Yeah.
All leads too, by the way.
So you're
No-
profiting basically 1,000 a day.
Well, yeah, I really like to move that up to like 5,000.
Which is
The way it is.
which is
And
awesome.
you will.
I had to get it.
I love it. I
Like
love it.
100,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And why
it
we
is.
wanted to bring him in is because he's coming from experience. Let's go ahead and just introduce yourself. Just talk about how long have you been in the insurance business? What were you doing prior to coming aboard? And ideally, what made you come aboard to begin with?
I was in the jewelry background for 12 years. I had my own store
Mhm.
in New York City. So I come from that hustle grind. But I was and then I went into the insurance world for the past 2 years. I mean, I guess you guys can call it a practice company. We don't want to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
well,
That's a good name.
Yeah.
It's a
Pretty
practice
accurate.
company, which is great. Everything was great there. It's just the platform here is completely different. And it's exactly what I've been looking for. Straight to business, helping people exactly what they want, giving them the budget and why they requested these leads. This is what's the reason. Marlon taught me all the time. Asked him, why did you request this? Why am I on the phone with you? And that's I asked that instantly almost. I said, why am I calling you? Because why? You know what I'm saying?
Why are we talking?
And if they tell me, if they tell me, I got COVID and my kids need money for this X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
And then that's when you can maneuver what you're giving them. As, if you're going to give them whole life, you're going to give them for help the mortgage, the CBO 100, which I love. I love that CBO 100.
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
amazing. That's the best thing. So
I see you selling them a lot.
America changed my life, man. America changed my life. 48
That's awesome.
hours getting those daily updates. That I wake up. You can ask
Your
my
email?
wife.
Well, so you came in the practice company, you get paid how often?
I don't even want to talk about.
I
that.
know it hurts. I know it hurts. It hurts a lot. It's bringing bad memories. I don't want any trauma for you. So we'll go gentle
But you were getting paid like weekly, right? Every Friday.
Every Friday, yeah.
every
And
Friday.
I rolled over to Saturday mornings and then Mondays.
Mm.
So it's
Right.
brutal.
And then you'd get paid once a week, and then the clients wouldn't get approved till a month later.
6 to 8 weeks. That was our underwriting process.
So you'd write up a client not knowing if they're approved or not. So you could get paid the following Friday, and
Pretty
essentially that'd be a chargeback because they can
Mhm.
get declined.
That's 100% correct.
It's rough.
That is
Yeah.
100% correct. I mean, I had 2 declines this week instantly, and Marlon had to help me to take them with Aetna, and the other one last week was with Prosperity because I knew they were gonna get declined with
America.
America. So there you go. And I didn't get paid, and everything is in the right direction. Yeah, it was just
It's a beautiful big change for you then, huh?
yeah, man. Every morning when I pray, I say,
You're
"Thank
shining
God
now, bro."
for
I know,
America."
All right, I see the glow.
You got a
Thank-
glow on you, man. You're
Thank
you're
God
different.
for
You brought
America.
in these lights right now.
If you guys didn't
Yeah.
know, Jason actually came from our previous practice company ourselves. So when you say 2 years and you're looking traumatized, man, try 10. I was there for 10 years.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh,
Marlon
wow.
was there for how long?
I was there for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then
One
Cliff
more
was
year.
there for
3 years as well.
3 years.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 years, you're fine. you're
Yeah, but
But
You're a
you,
new
you were
man.
you were in New York and then you came here. So
Yeah, I
you
was-
got
yeah, I got
Yeah.
both. New York was a little bit better because there's more, had that Wall Street mentality,
Mhm.
straight to business, and then California was a little laid back. I guess you can call it like corporate.
Mhm.
Had to everything was, but over here it's just like a family first life. It's just like a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
It's really like a breath. This guy wants to spend 500. This guy wants an annuity. This guy wants an IUL. Boom. I can't wait to buy leads tomorrow. It's Friday.
There you go.
I love
can't,
it.
I can't wait. I don't need leads. I have over 1,000. I don't need leads, but you have to do that. That's
There
the
you go.
process. You gotta do. It's the gas in this business. I'm starting to learn that.
Uh-huh.
It's the
right.
gas. You gotta do it. No matter what. I'm good with money, with everything. You still gotta buy those leads.
Mhm.
yeah.
You gotta buy those leads.
I mean, Sean says if you're going to join our business and not buy leads, you shouldn't join our business. You can come in with a big war market, and that's good, right? Like my thing is like if your family needs insurance as well, your friends need insurance, and if someone's going to be their agent, might as well be you. But that's not going to last you a long time,
And it
you
can't
know?
be consistent.
And it's not going to be consistent. You might have a
Agreed.
strong week, maybe a strong month, but that's where leads, the gas comes in, so you can be consistent all the time, and make money, help families all the time.
Yeah.
And then before we get into the process of things and how you've been having a great success, how did you come around to meet Marlon?
He sold me a gold watch.
Let's
Honestly-
start off because we want it for the builders here. This is an opportunity for us to learn because first off, Marlon was posting things, right? Did you know Marlon
But when I
personally?
moved from New York and California in October of last
Okay.
year, and they had to transfer my contract from New York to California, my wife looked at the company here in California. She said, this guy Marlon Hernandez was at the practice company,
Mhm.
and now he's at Family First Life. Go see, maybe there's something that. And I said, babe, let me just get married. Let's not take any risks. We don't know. And I didn't. So then after 6, 7, 8 months, I started to check into that because, you don't want to take that risk I came here to get married.
Mhm.
I just got married 2 months ago.
Congrats.
And then I started looking at his post and his Instagram and the ACHs.
Mhm.
I kept on saying, that's month. I've been tracking him for 2 months, 3 months, until finally some Friday night at like 11. Ask him if this is
Right.
false.
No, this is
That's why I wanted
Call
to
me-
bring it up.
Yeah,
'cause I
yeah,
know
yeah.
the
Call me
story.
out. No, call me
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Call him Friday night at 11 o'clock. I was in bed with my wife. I said, babe, I'm just gonna call him to see what's going on because I'm an animal and there's no way that I can't not do this and make this money. I can make 500,000. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's 11 o'clock. He thought I'm like a creep. He's like, "What? You tapping my phone? Like, what's going on?" I said,
You
"No,
thought he was a
bro."
bot.
I said, "No, but I need to explore my options." I'm not so happy. I need to, I need to feed my wife. I want to have a baby. I just got married.
Mhm.
I need to make more money.
Yeah.
Straight up. He didn't
Be a
really
better
believe-
opportunity. Yeah. Well, I mean, so the preface
That
is
was that first conversation. I remember.
yeah, the first conversation was definitely that late at night where I'm like watching a movie, and I think you hit me up through Instagram first, and I'm like, the fudge is going on? Like, why are you calling me so late? And I mean, I just, coming from the old company, there's some people that don't like us. That's all we're gonna say.
There's
right?
some trolls out there, right?
There's some funny, there's some goofies out there. So I thought, and we've already talked about this, but I thought he was trying to play me. I thought that, he called me that late trying to prank me. And I'm like, bro, I don't have time for this. Like, it's 11 p.m. Like, I'm trying to
Really?
sleep. So I wasn't too nice. And
you were
I was
very skeptical and
I was
suspicious,
very
huh?
skeptical, but I think
Correct.
what did it for me is I heard your wife in the background, and I'm like, all right, well, maybe he's messing around, but his wife can't be messing around. Like, the wife's not in the business and all that. So that's when I was like, all right, you know what? I calmed down a little bit. I'm like, okay, maybe this kid is serious. So it took us actually probably
And then,
a month.
A
to
month
link
later,
up.
we
Yeah,
actually met up in a McDonald's, like some shady shop.
like some rich people that we are.
But so even though you guys both came from our previous company, you guys didn't personally know each other.
No, because he was
Your
in New
wife-
York. Yeah, he
No.
was in New York. I'm here. And then when I came here, he was still in New York. And then, he came over here.
My
and-
wife saw him when I was actually still in New York.
So your
She was-
wife
she was
headhunted
researching.
Marlon
She pretty much-
for you.
She pretty much.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
My wife recruited Marlon. If you want to know, she found Marlon.
Right.
My wife found Marlon.
And then so just to give you guys a heads up, they found Marlon because he was posting. He was selling and he was posting and sharing his information. So for you guys that are doing well, but you're not putting anything on social media, no one knows about you.
Wow.
And that's an opportunity that you can help change a life for someone else that's looking to get married, just got married, looking to have kids, and he was stuck in that previous position.
Yeah, my wife is bougie. She wants expensive stuff.
I
need
think she's on here.
I need to work. I need to work.
That's right.
So coming in, so you guys had the conversation. What did it for you? What made you take the leap?
At that point, honestly, I've been working, 18 hours, a day.
Mhm.
I'm giving my all at the other company and investing, and there was nothing else for me to get, and the return wasn't enough for me.
Mhm.
So I had nothing to lose. I said, you know what? I'm an all or nothing type of guy. So I really had nothing to lose at that point.
Mhm.
I mean, it is the insurance business. I'm not going to selling cars to selling potatoes.
Right,
So I didn't have to learn something else. Maybe I had to learn a different system,
right.
but everything did seem, I heard Albert always say, is this too good to be true? Yeah, it does sound too good to be true. This is the fact. It does sound to be, but the last straw was, I had nothing to lose at that point.
Mhm.
I had nothing to lose besides that, I don't want to say it.
A little bit of beef behind you. That's about it. But yeah, so but you were a middle
that-
manager, right? You were
What?
a manager at that previous company.
Yeah, I had a whole team.
How big was your team, and how
Yeah.
many of your team members came with you to here with FFL?
Well, I didn't recruit. I mean, I told them that I'm leaving.
Mhm.
They decided on their own. They
Mhm.
they got bills bigger than me to pay.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. They decided on their own they want to come, and they love it. They're happy and
Right. So from that point then, so imagine this, just to put a big recap on it. Marlon was selling. He posted the information out on Instagram. Your wife found Marlon. You were a middle manager, and how many came along and brought on with Marlon that changed their lifestyle? How many people are in your downline now?
I think 4. Well, they're my like ride or die. My team.
Five.
Right.
5.
So you have a
6.
6
I think another
man
one
and women
resigned last
agency.
week.
Right.
So the
Whole starting
slowly,
lineup.
slowly, because
Mhm.
I'm showing
whole
them
starting
that it
lineup.
works.
right.
So I'm showing them that it works, and it's, the
I just want to emphasize
it's a
that.
double pay.
Mhm.
Right.
This company is double pay. There's no way if I tell somebody or if God says it, this company pays double the amount of money.
Mhm.
If you write 1,900 over there, you're getting $800. You write 19. I wrote 2,100 yesterday. and I got the email from America, which I love. That email, bro. That email is like,
It's a great
love
wake-up
that
email.
email, man. I love that email.
I
My
love
wife's
the
like,
passion.
babe, what are you doing?
I know
I'm like,
exactly.
babe, go back to sleep. Let's just go back to sleep.
So you woke her
I'm
up?
having a moment with my
Every
emails.
morning, she's like, babe, what are you doing? I'm waiting for that daily update. You all know what the hell I'm talking about. My babe's like, I got that this morning, 5:05 a.m.
Hey, she's not thinking
from 2100, 1986. Damn, where are you gonna do that?
Right.
And the
Yeah.
guy who called me yesterday was somebody that I've been tracking down for 3 days, who's been busy.
Mhm.
I'm like, so you just got to keep calling and calling these people.
Yeah.
You got to just keep calling them. They're busy. They're doing stuff. They're going in the bathroom, So the guy called me back yesterday. Like, bro, you ready to get qualified or not? Boom. There's a 10-minute sale.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to make 2 G's in 10 minutes?
it's crazy.
Facts.
And you're doing it all from home.
All from home.
Yeah.
Everything. Phone.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the social media thing, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Desiree was my first, like good hire, I guess you can say, that came out of social media. And
She has a team now too.
She's got a team. She's doing her thing. She just hit sales manager last month. She's going for senior sales. And I mean, to, have my conversation with Jason that night, to see everything that's come, to fruition is just crazy. But yeah, I mean, we talk about it, and the real ones are really going to listen and apply it. Like, you gotta have your social media, you gotta be posting, you gotta be consistent, and you have to be about it. And I think that's probably the main thing for me. It's not that my pictures, I mean, my photographer's right here. You guys all know Yoel. So if you guys want better quality content, it's an investment. You can holler at him, or he can connect with people, whatever. But it really comes down to, my personal production.
Right.
That's what it was. Is, no one, if I'm writing 10, 20, I mean, if I'm writing 10,000, 20,000 a month, how attractive is that going to be to someone like Jason, maybe, who's probably making the same amount of money at the practice company, or he probably made that money, as a jewelry store owner in New York, whatever. But writing 30 to 40,000, I mean, come on, like, let's be honest. How many people in your family right now are making that 30 to 40 to 50,000 a month?
Nobody,
man. Like, come on, my family, like, I'm the, Clifton and I were just chopping it up. Like, we're holding it down for our families now. Like, we're the ones that are now, hey man, can I borrow some money? It's like, I just gave you some money, uncle. Like, can you wait till my America email hits tomorrow morning so I can let you know? But it's a beautiful thing. But that's the strategy that you guys want to use. And I heard Sean Mike is just keeps it real. He just keeps it 100 all the time. There's these two, I'm keeping everybody nameless, but these two managers came, they joined Family First Life, and not Elite. They joined another team, and they're recruiting like crazy, hiring like crazy. And Sean's like, all right, y'all doing really well on the building side, but when are you gonna like show like from your own personal pen that this opportunity is as good as you say it is?
Yeah.
And they were like, they didn't really say nothing. And then so Sean challenged him, all right, well, why can't you be a Hall of Fame producer? And like, I will be a Hall of Fame producer. And pretty much that challenged them. They changed their, whatever, their ways or tactics. And now they're doing really well personally. And I remember hearing that, and I'm like, that's true. Like, if I'm hiring people, and like, if I bring him on board, I'm like, bro, this is the greatest opportunity. Like, you're going to make double the money. The clients, man, they want what we have to offer. It's easy. You just got to qualify them. You can do it over the phone. But if I'm not living it, if I can't show like I'm making myself this amount of money, it doesn't have the same.
You don't have
power.
a full conviction.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same delivery. So I feel like I'm not doing much. If you're wondering, like, man, what are you doing, Marlon? I mean, number one, you can follow my Instagram, and you can see, like, I'm not always talking about business either. Like, I'm posting about like soccer, and like I just saw Bob Ross documentary last night. I just found out who he is.
Okay.
It's about. I'm just a regular dude, just doing some regular stuff. Who's playing with the shades here, going crazy on that?
What's
3D.
going
Who
on?
is that? Is that Spencer?
I have no idea.
I don't know who that is, but
Yeah,
That is Spencer.
it's funny, bro. I see you, Spencer. You're having a lot of fun with the San Francisco.
Spencer's
Shades.
been killing it too.
Yeah, Spencer's also been doing really well. But anyways, just I guess start with yourself. Start with yourself. Get your numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Get to that 20, 30, 40. And then it happens.
It snowballs
Yeah,
really,
just
really quick.
snowballs. Like, next thing you know, it's like, all right, well, Now I can also point to Desiree. I can point to Carlos and be like, well, I'm not the only one. Like, if you think I'm the only guy, I'm not. Like, tell me why they're killing it. Why are they killing it? Why are they killing it? It's because our system works.
Right.
And it's not just for one person. It's plenty of people that are killing it. Elias, and also Leanne, who's up north, same deal. I mean, through social media as well. That's a funny story too. I'll let her share that. But there's a lot of money to be made. Social media is free, and it doesn't matter, what age you're at, where you're
and just these two agency from your warm market, you got Desiree doing 50K. You're nearing, you and your team will hit 50K probably the first month alone, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And then if you're still maintaining your 30, 40K, that's your 150 VP production.
Right, that's not counting Carlos and Myra, who are dedeveloping their own stuff too.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you guys are ever in that situation where, how do I do this? How do I do that? It starts with you. You build your team based on your production, and you attract producers by producing. Okay. But yeah, let's go into a little bit of details. We'll also introduce Leanne going on. So what was your expectation coming into this business? You're doing telesales. You're not meeting with the clients.
Correct.
Did you have that experience from the previous company that you're implementing here? Something we could share with the group?
I didn't write any business at the other company. Zero.
Okay.
Just building and recruiting. At
Okay.
the other company. In New York, yeah, I was going out in the field, going 10 appointments a day, selling 4,000 or 5,000 a day.
Okay.
Correct. But the team that I'm with right now, they're all here. London, Nicole, Barbara, Emily, Samantha. All of them are, if you need Zoom, they're the specialty with Zoom. I suck in Zoom. I was on my thing. I don't even know how to even do that stuff with Zoom.
So you prefer phone appointments?
That was a huge also maneuver. When I was one of the first questions I asked Marlon, I said, I was coming here going to the field. I still do that on the phone, and I still have a couple of field appointments. The first thing I offer is, do you want me to come to your house right now?
Okay.
I said, because of COVID, they allow us to do it on the phone,
Okay.
which is true. 99% of the people tell me, please, can we do it on the phone?
Okay.
But Marlon's, when you offer that extension of coming to the home, that eliminates the rebuttal of, is this a scam?
Right. It gives you credibility, because that's one thing me and him were talking about is like what we pointed out, we get on these late phone calls late at night. We still do that. And, because we brainstorm a lot. And one of the things we both looked at that he brought up is like, well, most of FFL's, business, the majority of it, 95% of it, call it, is face-to-face.
Right.
So we can't ignore that. And we
Correct.
can't forget that. And we can't just totally shift like Andrew and Sean and Albert are saying, and you're saying, we can't just forget about the face-to-face. It's still there. It's still our main bread and butter, but now we're just adding on that phone or virtual. So I feel like it does give us credibility, to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, how you doing? We received a request for the insurance. Listen, we've got 3 options for you. We've got the information ready. We can either drop this off in person, we can do it over the phone, or through Zoom virtually. Which do you prefer?
Correct.
So I agree. I think that us still saying and giving the option, and if you're, if you feel like taking that option away, don't do it. Because some people are also the opposite. I've had people tell me, hell no, we're not doing anything over the phone. I don't give my social over the phone. I need to see you in person. No problem, sir. No problem, Bob. I see you live like an hour away. I'm going to be there tomorrow at 2 p.m. So us still giving that option does add credibility, because then they're going like, all right, well, you know what? Cliff's probably not a scammer, because which scammer is going to show up to your house?
Yeah, right.
They're not going to. Like, so if he, Clifton's willing to come to my house, you know what? Yeah, like, that's okay, Clifton. I trust you. We can do it over the phone. And in a matter of 15 minutes, you got their social, you got the routing and account. It's wild. I mean, my story for when I started doing this is pretty funny, but I think Clifton and I had gone out the previous night. He just got his new place in LA, and we went out, we had some fun, we had a few drinks, whatever. And I'm just going to be really honest, but I was really hungover. I was really hungover the next day, and I had 6 appointments, and I'm like, I can't, what am I going to do? I can't drive, can't show up to these people's homes. Like I smell like alcohol. Like I'm just keeping it. You guys want to know the real story. This is really what happened. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to call these appointments from home. And this is before he came on board. I'm just gonna do it. And I'm in my office at home, and I'm just like, hey, John, how you doing? Listen, man, it's Marlon. Yeah, I was supposed to be there, but they gave us the option to do it over the phone. It's gonna take 10 minutes. Next thing you know, I closed John. And I was like so happy. I was like, what? Like, bro, like I'm gonna go go watch Narcos real quick. I'm like, wait,
You got a 30-minute gap now, right?
yeah. So I kid you not, the whole day I turned them into phone appointments. I think I closed like 9,000 that weekend off of phone appointments. And I was like, oh snap. Like, okay, like,
Can this work?
like, okay, cool. Like, but and this is just real because it's funny how timing, everything's happening now that Sean and Andrew and FFL as a whole, we're more open to that. We're doing the Zoom trainings, we're doing the telesale training. But back when I discovered this, it wasn't happening. But now we can be more vocal about it, and it's easy. And it's actually been set up that way to where we can email the client, hey, you're going to get a DocuSign. You go ahead and look at it, take your time. You sign when you're ready. Boom. Okay. Next thing, boom, boom. And it's done. So it's a great addition.
Just to add to that, and we'll bring up Leanne coming along. So presentation over the phone, how long does that take you?
Well, it depends.
From the start to the conversation.
You got some people who pick up the phone. Oh, I need the 200 in my budget. That's gonna take me like yesterday's sale. Okay. But then you have some people who,
Brad took us like 2 hours. Well, you dealt with him prior, like 2 hours.
Yeah. Then you got some people who get declined with America. Sucks because I love America. I'm never gonna stop saying that. I love that instant approval, bro.
So let's say
we got that situation.
You give me a client that's an America approved, your favorite company, right? So from the timing of what I want to get out of the people listening in is how are you closing them? You're closing them one-time visit, right? Or one-time conversation.
So I don't do the quoting. My quoting is that initial underwriting.
Okay.
I get that social.
Let's do a quick role play. You give me a call.
Because I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I let them know that I'm gonna need banking and social for me to even get you approved.
So let's go, since it'll be quick, right? Let's go real quick on
script for that.
Your script in a sense.
I was never
giving me a call.
I was never scripted, bro. Even at that company, never scripted.
So Jason, you just called me. I'm your client. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Bob? I'm calling with Los Angeles County Benefits Department.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, this is Bob. This is Bob.
Give him some hard rebuttals, bro.
Yeah, how can I
give him some hard rebuttals.
Bring it on.
Give him some hard rebuttals.
Okay, all right.
Hey, what's up, Bob? I'm calling with the benefits.
What do you want?
So how can I help you?
That's not hard, but anyway, I'm calling with that, that life insurance you got pre-approved
light
with.
Work.
That life insurance.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You got 10, 15 minutes. Normally we come out to your house, but right now because of COVID, the state is allowing us to do this over the phone.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes.
It takes 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are you home?
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's home.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. If not, I always flip the script too. I say, if you want, I'll come see you tomorrow morning. I know they're gonna say no. I say that too, If you want, even when they confirm
I'll
the
be there
phone,
at 5 a.m.
even they confirm the phone, I say, if you want, I'll still come tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I'll say a stupid time. I'll say 8 a.m. I'll be, if you want, I'll come at 8 a.m.
You do a
morning.
takeaway to keep the phone conversation.
That has been my always strength, the takeaway.
Awesome.
Takeaway.
All right. So no, we'll keep it on the phone. I don't want to see you.
Height. What's your height? Birth.
Okay.
All that. How's the medicals?
Okay.
Get all that. Smoking. All the information. How much a month do you make?
Okay. $3,000 a month.
Okay. How much can you put aside?
$100 a month.
Okay. These are no rebuttals, but
yeah,
you're making it easy for me.
I am.
Okay. If they give me all the answer, what's your social?
So you go in for the kill. There's no questions.
No
There's
question, bro. We have no time. I'm making 400 calls a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for that golden nugget.
I love it.
I love it too.
I do it differently.
Well, it depends what they want.
Oh, okay.
So depends.
I do it.
Well, no one's hearing you, by the way. You don't have a mic.
Yeah.
So I'll repeat your question. So
yeah.
So Yoel's asking a couple of
Like
questions.
I feel like we skipped some steps here, but maybe
no,
that's literally how you do it. Oh wow, okay. Okay, I just wanted clarification.
no.
Savage. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
So essentially, just to recap from what I'm understanding is, you're calling Jason. I'm calling you about the pre-approved life insurance. I'm gonna take care of that. It only takes 10 minutes. I can come out tomorrow too if you want.
Let me just fix that pre-approved part. You have to say that only to the like on for the CBO people, which is like 40 to 50 people,
Okay.
maybe even 60, because the 70-year-old people, they're not pre-approved
for stuff. Yes.
for stuff.
Beep
Okay.
that one out, yo.
So you have to be careful with that pre-approved. We just started that pre-approved stuff. It works
Mhm.
because the whatever. So I say that, and I go straight to the height, what email, and when I ask the address, I say, what address do you want me to send out the policy to?
Okay.
So I make it seem that this is all, there's no
Business.
The
no
biggest
business.
thing to understand on this is the full 100% assumption. Hey, we're applying for insurance. We're not
Yeah,
giving you the
yeah.
quote.
Exactly.
I
Yeah, no
I
quote,
could
bro.
dig that.
I can give you mine. So I mean, I actually do the complete opposite.
Okay.
So,
you're
my
calling
whole
me,
thing,
I'm the client.
yeah.
This
So
is
like,
our first contact.
okay,
right?
so first contact. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Yeah, this is John. Or
Good,
this is
man. So
Bob.
listen, this is Marlon, field underwriter, calling you from the Benefit Center in Riverside, wherever we are. So listen, we got your request for the life insurance here. We got all your information ready. So you got three options. We can drop this off in person, do it over the phone right now. It takes about 10, 15 minutes. Or we can do it through Zoom, whatever you prefer. What do you want to do?
I'm fine right now with the
Let's do
phone.
it on the phone? Cool,
Yeah.
no problem. All right. So look, what I'm going to do is really, my title is I'm a health assessment person. So my job is simple. I just got to ask you some health questions, see how you're doing health-wise. That's going to let me know, depending on your answers, what you may qualify for. Okay. So it's going to take me 5 minutes. You ready?
Yeah.
Great. Do you smoke tobacco?
Do I got to sign up today?
So you don't, so right now, before any sign up talk, we have to see if you even qualify for this. So I don't want to get you too excited just because we don't know. That's why we have to do the health assessment first. So that way I can tell you whether you will be able to even sign up. So
How do I know this is not a scam then?
it's not a scam, because we work with Brokerage Family First Life. I'm fully licensed. I can send you those credentials if you need that. In fact, let me just do that. Let me text this to you. I'll send you
Got
my
it.
license, all that. Okay, cool. You got
Okay.
that. So going back to the question, do you smoke tobacco?
No,
Okay. Are you taking any kind of medications right now?
no,
Last 2 years, any surgeries, any cancer, any
No.
heart attacks, any breathing problems?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay.
healthy.
So I'll do that. I'll do the health assessment, right? And depending, hey, what I am taking. Okay. So health assessment to me, what I'm teaching my team is health assessment is number one. I don't talk about money. I don't ask the social. And obviously we roll differently, but I love it because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working, I'm not going to tell them, bro, you need to do it my way.
Right.
I'm not worried. It's not a power trip for me, but I'm gonna just be real. I roll differently. To me, I need to know what I'm dealing with first so I can properly assess, what I'm gonna do. So once I figure out your health situation, everything looks solid. I also add on finances. I do
Mhm.
want to know, and that's from experience. Chargebacks are real, and I've learned my lesson, and I've missed out on some stuff. So I just, at this point, I need to know. So John, next thing here is, like I said before, our job is to help you, not to hurt you. So the next thing we want to know, John, is we want to talk finances. So, what do you do for work again?
I'm in sales,
You're in sales. Awesome. What do you sell?
insurance.
You sell insurance. Who do you work with?
Oh no, car insurance.
Car insurance. Got it, man.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
So how much are you bringing home a month, would you say?
So let's say 10,000 a month.
So 10,000. So I'll figure out your income. I'll figure out your expenses. And then that lets me know, okay, I know John's healthy. I know his age. He doesn't smoke. I know his money's good, right? He's got maybe 2 G's left over. Now I know what I'm working with.
Mhm.
So then I'll go, okay, so John, look, everything looks good. I got to tell you, based on what you verbally told me, everything looks really good. I think you're going to be able to qualify for our top programs. However, there's only one true way to know, and that's only by doing an application.
Okay, so
Give me-
that's where your takeaway.
Right.
comes
That's
in.
my takeaway. My takeaway is like, bro, you could be Hulk. You could be Clifton, who's plant-based and probably healthier than everyone here combined. I don't care. Like, I'm still going to take that away from you and be like,
Yeah, of course.
right. Like verbally, man, this sounds really good. And I mean, I believe you. I don't think there's any reason for you to lie, but I just got to tell you, the one real way to know is by doing an application. We run your social by checking your health record. And that's where we find out, what's going on. Listen, and by the way, Bob, I believe you.
And this is before you quote any price.
Anything. This is on the phone. I'm letting them know. So one thing for me, guys, is structure. And I
Mhm.
got that from Sean. Like Sean talks about structure. Like that's the number one reason why people can't sell. And he has structure.
It's a
just-
strong intro.
Right. He has structure. It's just different. But the structure is people want to be told what to do. And I'm just going to tell Bob, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do health. I'm going to go over your finances. I'm going to give you some quotes. So next thing I say is, okay, Bob. So now we know what I'm dealing with here. Great. So look, give me 2 minutes. Stay on the line. I'm going to look at some programs. I mute myself, stretch my fingers. Boom. A Miracle Mobile quote. Start doing my thing. I come back. Bob, this is what we got. CBO, whatever. And then so we find a program he likes. He's like, you know
Before you're applying, before you quote, or
No, I'm doing the
quoting
quote
first
next.
and then you apply.
Right. So health assessment, finances, quote.
Okay.
Once I know what you want, okay, great. So listen, you want the Eagle Premier 30, 60, 90, double and triple for common carrier. Great. It's going to cost you 120. Awesome. So again, just to remind you, I have a really good feeling you will qualify for this, but I don't want you to get too excited. We got to do the application. That's going to take another 5 minutes. We just got to, get the basics out of the way, where you want this policy to be mailed to. You ready for that?
Okay.
Great. Let's do it. So John, John, right? Bacaron, B, date of birth, and boom, I start doing the e-app. So they're excited. They're in it. They told me what they want, and I'm removing rebuttals. They can't be like, oh, I can't afford that. Bro,
Right.
we just did your finances. Like maybe you don't want to pay that much, which is okay. No problem. We'll get you the 20,000. So it's just, I set myself up. Now my structure is set up that way. It's easy over the phone. It's like, okay, great. And I'll be like, all right. So, we get to the authorization form. You email that to them through Americal, let them sign it. Hey, this is a HIPAA form. Like I said, we got to check your health records. Cool. So we're going to wait. So stay on the line. Let's give it about a minute and I'll deliver the news. If it's a decline, I'll let them know. If it's acceptance, man, awesome. So look, you've been pre-approved. Let's finish this thing. It's yours.
Mhm.
Who's your beneficiary?
Mhm.
What about who's your doctor? That's how, I'm doing it. And it's easy.
And then not to forget Leanne. We'll bring Leanne in too because
And
she
just
has a different.
one thing.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest reasons that I was a big leap of faith to come here was that direct, straight to
Insurance.
yes.
Right.
The reason why I have that strong, one of them, that practice company, that was nothing straight insurance.
Oh yeah, bait and
That was
switch.
so
right there.
It was super bait and
We're
switch,
calling
right?
for child safety. That was not insurance. I'm so sorry. That's a huge anxiety that I was preaching to my team.
You're coming in with no cost benefits and
Well,
then flipping life insurance.
it's
This is
crazy.
people who are not. That's unethical.
They didn't expect
That's
life
unethical.
insurance at all.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
And
That's
you-
why I have a strong approach to this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even if the person tells me on the phone now with the leads of how I do now, I'm not interested. I don't want it. Why? I hang up. They don't want. I focus on the people who say, call me back, or I want this, or because we need to service the people who actually want this request. I'm a huge against what they were doing over there. Bro, this is a benefit that I don't know how much I'm
Love it.
allowed to say or not to say, but that was just ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a free benefit, and we were calling people to sell them $200 a month.
Mhm.
Where is that on the workforce something that's allowed?
Where it's
It's like someone calling to my jewelry store. Hi, Jason, I want to spend $1,000, right?
Yeah.
And I whip out an $18 million ring. Where is that making sense to me?
well, most of the time, the people you were talking to didn't apply for anything.
No, it's
they
something
apply-
that came
They
for free.
requested something.
They requested something for free.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go into Leanne real quick, and we'll ask Leanne on how her approach is.
Leanne,
Leanne, are you there?
she's the
Hi.
real deal.
So just give us a quick introduction of yourself. How long have you been in insurance? And are you in the field? Are you doing telesales? Are you doing Zoom sales?
All right, so a little bit about my background. I'm actually still in the real estate industry, been a realtor for over 15 plus years.
Mhm.
It is my bread and butter, but I am business minded. I always think multiple streamlines of income. I'm new to the insurance industry. I've had a friend in my ear that's been trying to get me in for many years, but I said, no, I'm good. Real estate make a lot of money.
Right.
But so it wasn't until April where I was talking to a friend, like, hey, I've got this friend that just keeps hitting me up for this insurance. And she's like, wait, hold on, check this company out first. So I looked at it, did some research, like, okay, let's see what they're about. So we signed up and I followed Marlon back. I had to go look at my Instagram history back in March 28th of this year.
Wow.
Right. And then he hit me up like, hey, I see you, like a post. can I tell you a little bit about this? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm sorry for any misunderstanding. I'm already getting affiliated with somebody in FFL. And so long story short, I've been licensed since April, but my contracting wasn't in effect until August of this year. I just hit the ground running about almost 2 weeks now. Same with Jason, about 2 weeks. And but even during that whole time, I've been by the fire. I've been watching all these videos, listening to podcasts, just staying by the fire, but also running my business with real estate. Any downtime that I get. And it's crazy because at the gym, I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts. I listen to FFL. Everything is all FFL. Working out, training at
Leanne is a beast. Leanne, how many kids you have?
I have 5 kids.
Just 5 kids, does real estate. She wakes up at 4 every day. If you follow her on social media, she's up doing her jump rope. Like by the time I wake up, like she is really about it, like focused businesswoman, great person. And she stays strapped.
She came on Zoom yesterday.
She is. Yeah.
So going back to that, so are you doing Zoom telesales or?
Actually, so my first, I didn't start off doing Zoom or telesales. I hit the ground running, went door knocking. First, I started making calls, and then I, set up an appointment. But then those appointments were no show. So looked at my stuff. I already had my sheet, my map planned out for the whole county, and then I started going door knocking. I'm not opposed to door knocking because in the real estate industry, that's what I do. I go door knock, and then the calls for this insurance is a whole lot easier than real estate.
Right.
So much easier. So to me, my first door knock, I was surprised. I wasn't nervous at all. I was like, hey, I had my badge on, had a shirt, the family First Life shirt on. I was like, dang, I look like I'm about to sell some insurance here. I was shocked looking at myself in the mirror. Wasn't dressed up in, like a blazer. So I was really comfortable. I was just, all it was is just switching my words. Instead of using real estate words, now I'm dropping, insurance words. And it was fun. I actually had a lot of fun because, I was like, wow, I should have been in this industry a long time ago, because if you know me, the type of person that I am, my favorite quote is, we rise by lifting others. So I'm always helping people, whether it be even educating, training, things like that, because it goes a long way. So to help people and pass them keys to their own house, because that's a very monumental moment in anyone's life when they're buying real estate. And now to help them with the life insurance, for the last 2 weeks that I've been in it, I'm just blown and speechless, because what I thought was common sense is definitely not common sense. Not a lot of people are aware of what happens or the burden. And so the stories that I've had to hear within the last 2 weeks is mind blowing, to hear someone say, Daddy, you remember we couldn't rent the casket. We had to put mommy in $100 box. Like that to me is heartbreaking, right? And at the same token, mind you, I have, this is my insurance box of my kids, my husband, and myself. You probably can't see it, but I've never opened it since my agent sold it to me many years ago. Now that I'm in the industry and I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy cow, I got a policy. I realize my husband's premium going to go from $2,000 to $20,000. Like, who does that? So now I'm in the process of writing my own policies, but nice. I'm just fired up, and it goes hand in hand with my business. The last client on Monday is going to be selling his house at the end of the year. So here I am.
Win-win.
So, to ask a couple of things about your process, you don't make any phone calls now, do you?
I do. So I did start, with the calling and then the door knocking, and then I just do telesales also. I've tried doing Zoom. And I give them the option. I let them know, like, hey, we can do this 3 ways. 1, we can do this over the phone. I have about, do you have 10 to 15 minutes? We can do it on the Zoom, or I am dispatched in your area tomorrow at whatever time. I look at the schedule. I'm like, oh no, so I've actually, in my first week, I've closed a couple on the phone. And then just this week, a couple on the phone as well. So I'm really digging the phone, because I buy in Alameda County, Contra Costa County, San Joaquin, and Stanislaus County. And so all those, it's a lot of driving, right?
About an hour, 2 hours out for you, right?
No, not 2 hours. I would say maybe about an hour max. But, nobody likes to go drive an hour and then have a no-show, then you just end up door knocking. So I'm really, I started just pushing the telesales, and I'm really liking it, and just running with it so far. But if I need to, like, for example, tomorrow I do have a couple appointments scheduled for in-house, but that's because I, scheduled them not, trying to push a telesales. But after this, I'm going to try to get them on the phone and do it for telesales instead.
But the best thing is you're not afraid to go out there and just door knock.
Not at all. I walk the streets in Oakland. I walk the hood. I am not afraid.
Wow.
Back then,
Damn.
when I wasn't strapped. When I'm knocking on doors, you got people in Oakland coming out with pit bulls, Rottweilers, and I'm like, oh Lord, please don't attack my face. Attack anywhere but my face. And now I am a concealed carry. I do have a permit, so I'm not afraid. I'm here to
Not
help.
afraid of anything.
Gang.
I'm afraid of you.
But to ask that, so let's say you mentioned you've done door knocks, right? And have you door knocked without any appointments in a day?
Yeah.
And how many door knocks is an amount for you that you've done in a day?
I door knock I door knock like my first day on the field when I had like 2 no-shows. I door knocked about 6 hours.
Okay, and how many door knocks were you doing in an hour?
Wow.
In an hour, only because like in this where I'm at, like a house could be like 15, 20 minutes away. So I would say on that day, probably I would say maybe 15 door knocks,
What were the fruits of those labors for that one specific day?
One of them signed up on my very last one. For some reason, it's always my last one. That's usually the one that sticks.
That sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
That's what I was
Yep.
gonna say.
So usually
And
the
that
last-
was
That's
was
how
a-
it is, man. Yeah, this grind.
Yeah.
There's something about that last door knock
Always
appointment.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you've had a rough day. Dang, I've had 3 people, nobody buying, no
Yep.
show. I'm not gonna go to this last one, but that last one is
Yes.
like,
The last one.
$4,000.
Yeah. If you could just share, Leanne, if you could just share something about your mental attitude or mental toughness for the people that are brand new, never had any experience, maybe not, have not done any door knocks or a little bit fearful of it. Okay. What do you think people are fearful of doing the door knocks, and what do you think you could say to them?
Don't be afraid. You're gonna have slip ups. Just be confident. And if it's comfortable and convenient, it's probably holding you back. Growth really is found in discomfort. What is discomfort? Waking up early, making cold calls, door knocking, posting videos, time blocking, tracking accountability. So just have that mindset to just go do better, be better, build a legacy. Like I want to, as I get older and my kids, they have their kids, I want them to say, man, my great grandma was a badass. Hell yeah. So you just got to
Love
do it
that.
every day. You just got to wake up and just have big
Generational.
dreams.
There
Don't
you
be a
go.
talker, be a walker.
Yeah.
I'm not in the industry to babysit folks. I'm here to build.
That's
Yeah.
awesome to hear. And then, I know we know a little bit about you being a mom of 5, but what drives you being, having multiple streams of income, seeing the opportunity here in FFL? What drives you, and what is your ultimate goal? What got you here, and what is your goal? With
What drives me is I have 5 kids. I have to work 5 times harder than people who don't have kids or people who have 1 kid. These kids are expensive. One just turned 18 yesterday, going to college. They're bougie. My kids are extra.
Tell me
My
about it.
husband is extra. Like I come from the islands, and where I grew up in low cost housing. The housing that I grew
Which
up in
islands?
was, very small. It was like considered low cost housing. And so to come out of that and then just, see where I'm at now, it takes a lot of discipline. I sacrificed a lot growing up in terms of even just playing college basketball, college softball. I was one of those athletes where everybody wanted me on their team. Even when I, was out here at the junior college, like I took a class with the boys basketball and the coach wanted me on their team. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to focus on my studies, because my major at that time was kinesiology. And, now if I turn back time, I'm like, damn, man, I should have played. So sacrifices for bigger games, not going to barbecues. I get invited a lot. I even lost a few friends, Leanne, we always invite you. I'm like, yeah, but I got papers to write, right? So, but now it's funny because they're all trying to get a degree, and I've been done with my bachelor's and my master's a long time ago.
There you go.
And here's Leanne just living the life, La Vida y Bella, life is beautiful, and just keeping it positive, man. Any day above ground is a blessed day.
What's going to be your FFL goal then, if you could share that?
My goal really is to just continue on and learning it, because everything is still new, and roll up my sleeves and just run with the team. I do have, I have one who's already contracted. I have a few people that is interested, but I don't reach out. If they want it, they're going to be like me in Marlon's ear, coming after Marlon, like, hey. And my goal really is one day to even have a logo.
There you go.
Hey.
One day.
You
No,
will.
you gotta
will.
put a time frame on that. But yeah, do you have any specific number goals?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
Specific numbers as far as personal production
safety.
numbers or
Child
agency?
I was just gonna say,
Says
what
child
is
safe kit?
that?
What
child-
is that object in your hand?
That's definitely a child safe.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because you guys were talking about it, and I've had this in my desk for like 3 years.
Where'd you get that from?
No.
Some guy came because they say, oh, you want a child safety kit, and the next we're talking about insurance.
Yeah.
There you-
That's our
That's
previous-
what I'm
that's
talking
the
about.
one.
That's exactly the shit
That's
I'm
the
talking
one.
about.
Yeah, I never filled it out. It's been in my desk
Be the most
for
censored
the last
I
since.
know, ever. But okay, so going back to that, so personal production goal, let's say end of the
Oh.
year. Let's throw some numbers at that, and we'll end it at that.
Well, my monthly goal really is to hit 40 grand.
Okay.
And it's a blessing. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's comedy, because in real estate, we get paid every 30 to 45 days, depending on the transaction, right? But here, every 2 days. So when I see, the deposits coming in, I was like, I laugh, because we have to wait for our check. We have to wait 30 days for the deal to close, and then get paid. But here it's like, oh, you sell this, and then 2 days later, it's like, oh, okay. All right, I like this thing, because I don't have an 8 to 5. So I don't know what it's like to have, deposits come in like that, unless I'm putting in the checks, depositing checks manually. So I think it's fun. It's cool. It's exciting. And, just finding the right people to better you and run with it. Like Marlon is definitely a breath of fresh air, coming from, how long it took for me to get the contracted and being on the team. He opened us, he accepted us with open arms, and like, I'm just thankful. We're thankful. My team, Tanya's team we're thankful. So
Shout out to Tanya.
That's awesome.
yeah.
All right. Anybody else got any last words to say before we finish off?
Nah, man. I mean, this whole thing is just it's amazing. It feels like it's a roller coaster for sure. I mean, business is up and down, but like they always say, and I've had some really good conversations with Albert, and stuff like this happens, man. Like, if I can say one thing, whether you're new, veteran, I don't know what you may be going through. Obviously, if you're doing really well, your mindset's very different, but it's always those tough moments where maybe you're not getting the sale. Maybe you got a few chargebacks right now and you're forcing a smile and you're fighting through and pushing through. Keep pushing, man. Like there is something about this business where it's always that last appointment. It's always when you feel like quitting, or you don't feel like dialing, or you don't feel like door knocking. But when you decide to push through and continue, magic happens. It's just like God, whatever you want to call it, they see that. And it's always at that point, like it's life. It's always that story of like, I was going to quit and I didn't, and boom, breakthrough, so we've been there. I've been there. You've been there. We're going to go through more of these, but one thing I can say, it only gets better. I've been here 15 months, and come on, we came here and it was like, all right, we made 5 G's a month.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, 40,000 a month now. It's like, what? Like, is this real?
Ridiculous.
You need to start putting ACHs of 100,000, bro.
Right. And then so we look at Albert. Like Albert came from our practice company. He made what? 100,000 maybe in a year.
In 1 year.
He was at our practice company. He was there for 12 years.
11.
He was there for 11 years. He probably made 100,000 a year. Just to put things into perspective, he's been here 3 years.
Mhm.
Albert, our upline, right? We all know Mr. Lau, right? He's
Mr.
Mr.
Lau.
Lau,
He's the
Mr.
new
Lau,
Mr.
Mr.
Lau.
Lau. You know what I'm saying? He's been here 3 years, and he makes about 100,000 a month now.
Yeah.
Come on, more.
It's definitely.
Yeah, like, and if you guys meet Albert, I mean, he's a lovely guy, lovely, great heart, very generous. I mean, it's, I don't know, anybody can do this. Stick through it. Hang out with people, talk to the people that are doing well. Hey, man, I feel like quitting, bro. Like, what kind of suggestions you got?
Yeah.
I'm not making any sales, man. What do you suggest? That's one of the things, you know, we just did a training last week with Sean and Andrew. And one of Andrew's main points was like, if you can't figure it out, team up with somebody that can and pick their brain. Hey, what would you do? I couldn't close it. Was you do anything differently? Props to Desiree. I mean, Desiree, when in the beginning, she would always call me, I couldn't close this, but like, what would you say? You know, and it got to the point where like, you know what, you're so good now that like, I wouldn't have said anything differently. Some people just don't buy, but just continue to, you know, purchase your leads. Like he was saying, that's going to be your best friend. Volume's your best friend. We all know that it's going to work out. Just got to trust and don't stop working. Like this is the place to perform and get, you know, that bag. So
there's a power in perseverance.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Any last words, Jason?
Yeah, just definitely want to say thank you to Desiree. I know I've been annoying you around the clock with these apps. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing with these apps, but thank you so much. I'm just smiling and dialing. Smiling and dialing. That's it. That's it.
Any last words, Cliff?
No. That's for me.
All right, that's gonna be it for us. We'll be back again next week on Thursday, and you guys will see Albert again on 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one, guys.